Hey, this is GemmyD's on Cars.
Take a look around me.
Hey everybody, this is Dan for GemmyD on Cars, and today I've traveled to a mythical place called Landisburg, Pennsylvania to drive this, a 2017 Subaru Outback. This is the 5th generation. This car has been around since the 90s, and right away this car has two things going for it that the competitors do not. This car comes with standard all-wheel drive, and any other car in the segment that would be at least a $2,000 option. So this, right off the bat, is cheaper than its competitors. Number two, Subarus have boxer engines, meaning instead of an inline cylinder setup or like a V6 engine, it has boxer engines. And that's what gives you the typical Subaru rumble. I really like what they've done with the styling and the headlights. This thing has daytime LED running headlights. Now this car is essentially a wagon version of the Subaru Legacy, which is a sedan. So the styling is similar in the front. Another thing to highlight is the ground clearance. This car has almost 9 inches of ground clearance. So if anybody wants to take this off-road or soft-roading, as they call it, this would be more than enough to fit your needs if you're going camping or hunting somewhere or out into the wilderness. Moving around to the side, these tires of this car they have sort of smaller wheels than the competitor, but the ride is so smooth. The chunkiness of the tires really helps to the cushiness of the ride. Moving around, this car comes standard with your roof racks, to put things on the top of the car if you're going on a trip. One thing to note is that this car has more cargo capacity than a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Now think about that for a second. This is a wagon, car-like car compared to a bigger SUV. This car has more space than a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Moving around to the back, another thing to highlight, like I talked about in the front, look at the ground clearance here. I mean, this is way bigger than the front. I mean, you can go over anything. Looking at the trunk. Now keep thinking about a Jeep Grand Cherokee. This has more space. With the seats folded down, there's at least 5 cubic feet more than a Jeep, so it's more than enough space for anything you would ever want to take with you. The owners of this car said they spent a lot of time in the backseat of their friend's Subaru Outback, so this was the reason why they chose this car. Alright, now moving to the back seat, I have this front seat positioned where I would sit if I was driving the car, and I'm 6 feet tall. I think I have more than enough space to sit back here on a long trip. These seats also recline forward and back a little bit to give you even more comfortability. We got a middle armrest here with 2 cup holders. I mean, this seems like a pretty comfortable place to be. Okay, now moving to the front of the car, at first glance of the steering wheel, it looks like there's a lot of buttons, but when you look at them a little closer, it seems like everything is in its right place. To the right of the steering wheel, you have your cruise control buttons, your adaptive cruise control. Up here on the top of the windshield has 2 front-facing cameras that I think would help with the adaptive cruise control. The button here on the steering wheel deals with that. On the left side of the steering wheel, you have your buttons to go through the menus when the car is on, and your voice commands, and your phone controls, Bluetooth phone if hanging up or answering. On the left side of the steering wheel here, there's a bunch of buttons here down below that has to do with the safety features. You have a button to open the lift gate. There's a button to set the memory of the lift gate. You can set it to open up higher or lower, I guess depending if you're a taller or shorter person. You have a control to dim and lower the lights. There's also a button to turn off the collision warning, which I think would use the 2 cameras above the windshield, and you can turn on and off your lane departure assist and your blind spot monitoring, which this car does have. But first, it seems like a lot of buttons, but those are the safety features that help you be safe on the road. Alright, so I'm driving on some back roads here with the Outback. First thing I noticed after driving this car for a little bit is the suspension soaks up the bumps on the road very nicely. I mentioned earlier about the chunky tires. But it soaks up the road very nicely. The ride I wouldn't call it firm. I mean, the suspension is very forgiving, but it's a very nice ride. I mean, if you're in the market for this type of car, you're more looking for smoothness as opposed to sportiness. And this is more than enough. I would be happy with driving this every day. I have the transmission in manual mode using the paddle shifters. When you step on the gas, I mean, this car is not gonna light your hair on fire. It's 175 horsepower, but it's more than enough power for everyday use. You can hear the engine when you're under acceleration. It sounds nice. I mean, there's no droning, no vibration. It feels very planted to the road. I'm impressed. If you're looking for a performance car, I think Subaru has a couple other cars you might be interested in. You can definitely hear the typical Subaru rumble when you get on it. One thing I'm noticing about the brake pedal, there's not very much initial bite. You really got to step on the pedal to get any kind of movement. It's not like it's a smushy pedal. It's just you got to step on it a little bit to get any kind of braking action. But yeah, this car is very impressive. It doesn't feel like a larger type of wagon / crossover. Feels more car-like in its driving abilities. So to sum up this car, it would do everything you would ever ask for it. I'm trying to think of anything that's wrong with this car, and no, there's not. I mean, it'll take you anywhere you want to go, plus it has more room than a Jeep Grand Cherokee. I mean, what more could you ask for in a car? This will do everything you need it to do, and you'll have fun on the way too. So this has been Dan for GemmyD on Cars, and I hope to see you on the next review. See ya.